Are we in a seller's market? Or are we tipped over into a buyer's market? Should I buy? Should I sell? Today, we're going to dive into the real numbers and answer all of those questions. Hi, I'm Kevin Schumacher with eXp Realty, and welcome to our channel, where we break down everything you need to know about living here in Fort Collins and all of Northern Colorado. And today, we're going to give you a quick rundown on our market here in the Fort Collins, Northern Colorado area, and give you more clarity on where the market's going and how that's going to affect you and your home values. Now, when we look at real estate in general, we have the post-pandemic numbers, and then we have what the world looked like the last 3 to 5 years, which is really nothing in the ordinary. When we go pre-pandemic and we look at the normal real estate market, there's always a typical bell curve with real estate and real estate sales. Typically here in Northern Colorado, in the winter months, so when you just look at January, February, and then we peak in the July months where it's the warmest, kids are out of school, much easier to move and much more pleasant to move. And then as we get back into October, November, December, the sales volume starts to collapse a little bit. So we, again, peak in July and then go down, as you can see here in this image. And so in general, when you look at nationally, the national numbers reflect the same thing, very similar trends. And in this graph here, you'll see it actually compares sales volume from 21, 22, and 23. So you can see that over the last couple of years, our sales volume has gone down. Now, what many ask is what's the market doing? Where are we going to go? Are prices going to drop? What we've seen a collapse in sales volume, not in sales prices in general, but in sales volume. And what we expect is that we're going to probably maintain and be rather flat into probably into first and second quarter of next year, and then we'll start seeing some momentum build. And where we see that is probably improvement in interest rates. Obviously, interest rates has affected everyone, and we've had rates that peaked up into the 8.5 mark, and now all of a sudden rates are starting to drop back down. What they are projecting is that we will potentially see rates that get down under 6% and potentially even 5.5% as early as late next year. Now, what many of the lenders have done to be proactive with that is they've actually created opportunities where, let's say you wanted to get into a home now. Well, we could actually go in and negotiate with the seller to have them prepay and buy down your interest rate with different incentives. Same thing with builders to get that rate down to that 5 or 6% rate. And then in the next 2 years, when we expect that rates will come down, you have the opportunity to refinance. But they've already built in that incentive or opportunity where you can refinance at that lower rate for a significantly less dollar. So again, they're being very proactive in giving people options. And what we're really seeing is, and we'll continue to see this for probably the next 6 to maybe even 9 months, is event-based buying and selling. And what that would be is somebody recently got married and they recently had kids. The size of their family has grown. Maybe their lease is up and expired and they want to move and get into a home. Job relocation. Maybe somebody had passed away and now it's liquidation of the estate. So there's all kinds of different events that create or cause somebody to buy or to sell a home. And that's what we're continuing to see. Now, as the market continues to progress, again, interest rates will get better. As interest rates drop, what we're going to see is new pools of buyers come into the marketplace. And as the rates go down lower, we're going to see larger pools of buyers come into the marketplace. And the challenge we have right now is very low demand. So we don't have much inventory. So with larger pools of buyers coming into the market, that's going to mean increased demand with lower listings, which means that we're going to see probably a lot more competing offers, and we may get back into the multiple offer situation as well. So with that said, let's dive into some of the numbers here in the Fort Collins, Northern Colorado area, and really look at the numbers and see how they're comparing. So we look at Fort Collins, November of 2023, there was currently 136 homes that actually sold. Now, when we compare that same time frame to last year in November, there was actually 152 homes that sold. So actually the market is softened a little bit by approximately 11% as far as total sales in the month of November. Now, median price currently $520,000. Same time looking at last year, $525,000. So we've seen a slight decline as far as sales price, but Fort Collins has really pretty much maintained that. Now, currently active on the market, there's 419 homes active on the market, and in the month of November, 134 new listings showed up on the market as well. Now, when we look at Loveland, sales in November of this year, November of 2023, 79 homes sold, comparing that to last year, same time frame, 124 homes. So we actually saw a 36% decline in sales with currently a median sales price of $501,000, where you compare this to the same time last year, $470,000. So we actually saw an increase. By 6% for our sales price, but a decrease by 36% when it comes to sales volume. Currently, 260 homes currently on the market and 64 new listings for the month of November. Now, when we look at Greeley, which sort of, when you look at Fort Collins, Loveland, and then Greeley's going to be a little bit more affordable. So for those that are okay driving an extra 10, 15 minutes from some of the different front range amenities and mountains, Greeley's always a good affordable option. When you look at solds in Greeley, there were 70 homes that sold in the month of November for 2023 versus same time last year in November, 139 homes sold. So it's actually down by 50% in sales volume. Now, when we look at median sales price, $404,000 in 2022 versus today, $372,000. So we saw about an 8% softening in price point. Now, a lot of variables go into that as far as average home selling. When you see a slowdown in the marketplace in general, or sometimes there's unknowns in the marketplace, sometimes the upper end market will be the first part of the market that'll sell. So your larger custom homes, you won't see as many homes selling because maybe they're going to step back a little bit and wait for the market to settle. Versus when you look at the larger bubble of buyers that are out there, they're going to be always in that lower price point, in that $250,000, $350,000, $450,000 range, just because of demand. Now, in Greeley, 306 homes currently on the market, and there was 103 new listings that came on the market in November as well. So again, when you look at moving in Northern Colorado, whether you're coming from out of state, whether you're driving from Denver and driving to affordability to get to Northern Colorado to get more home for your dollar, every community is going to offer something uniquely different. Fort Collins always has the biggest appeal. It has the most amount of amenities. It's one of the largest populated areas in our region. But when you go to Loveland, you can generally save somewhere between $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in a home for a very similar size, similar age home, where when you go to Greeley, which is 15 minutes a little bit further east, many times you can save anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000 in cost, or get that much more home for the dollar as well. And then when you look at some of the other surrounding smaller communities, whether that's Windsor, Timnath, Wellington, small communities anywhere from 5,000 to 30,000 in population. Again, small town living, and there's many great options as well. So if you'd like to learn more about Northern Colorado and living here in Fort Collins, please stay tuned. We have weekly videos coming out that's going to continue to give you great content on what it's like to live in Fort Collins, what it's like if you were to move to Fort Collins, and everything in between. So appreciate you taking the time, and we'll see you next time.